Bibia kwa basabre eba A2 TV jumedie eso anka sabre nanka eye obatampa efia nanka wati egwam but wetia ne nan echi ekakra eno nti opani dofo mafasa egweya mebedi jumedie ewo nanemu edo bibia se emama transenso ene program no mi sese ne amunyina no we are going to talk about education and career path. Education anything. Home for so anything. Career path in connection with education. And no na yebe bobo ho. That is a topic where a topic I hon here in this time. E many pa bebre, e mofra ne mpani enyina. And on tisabre ye wo onipa bi a waben e wo sa field no. Na wabo bra ko du baby nti ma no ho kwan so tumi so ye den. Any yen eka ho asema na so ne yedi ho nkomo no chechen ne ono so nanim onim na yesu en bibi efre ne honom sabre ye wo onua Francis Konadu wabo asa stations we bebre mse say wa follow yen ya this is like the second or third time I oba say jumadi so to onua Francis e makwa ba A2 TV so ne enti we dey waba ofie yes, we da so say your tons after we dey oba na wan kan ya no angofom na nimde kakra on so wono oni ye ba abehye na aboa obibia otie A2 TV jumadi ni ekire nyina be call YouTube omo benya hwe before say ho be ba mfa so bebre amani pa bebre nso ye den enya ho emfa so obetimi aka bibi kakra afa ho ache ni pa kon opani kunado ya wo msa ye ni de na so ye wo vast audience I think say it change from time to time enipa bi ho mu ho da ti e kan opani kunado a one hwan bibia
Francis Konadu is an author and an accountant at the same time. I have about 20 years in accounting, and currently I've published one book and I'm publishing two coming out very soon. So
that's open author. After the Juma ni nimdia wenye nyina na wasanso actual books are all on the second publications. Eja ye dase so aba. You say education and career path. Education anything.
Education, in simple terms, education is a system of knowledge.
Okay.
You see, we have self-acquired education, and then we have education received from other parties. You know, we have formal and informal education. Okay. One can educate him or herself, you know, for a purpose. You can also go for formal education, for example, for a career, okay, or for something else. But there's usually a purpose to education. Okay. So
that's just a purpose, be goal, be a see when this one thing will be. There's a reason why somebody decides or before education, of course.
And one of those reasons, you know, is the career, okay, to, you know, pursue a career.
Okay. Just and no, I think it's another level of education whereby even I'm not going to know the America come back as a you call class one near dinner. We may not have the purpose for going to the school, no, and as getting that education, no. Yeah, ma, may not have a
purpose for you
in their mind.
Absolutely.
Okay. And I say education and career path. Enti na yehu ni education ye you know. Career path on say then.
Yeah.
Now why
career,
is it important? And
yeah. You know, as a human being, you know, when you come into this world, you need to do something for a living. Okay. And every human being has a vision as to what they want to do in life, what contribution they want to make. Somebody can say, I want to be a doctor, I want to be a lawyer, I want to be an engineer, or you have to have something, you know, that you want to pursue as a career. the most important thing aspect of a career is it leads to employment. It could be self-employment, you know, or to be employed by someone else.
Okay.
So,
In this case, no, I did a person you know, I will be to me a boy, and so yes, sir. Education and career path. So now as I said, obi who near or person oye. Now they choose the type of education or person or receive. Because in PNP, especially in Ghana in particular, your parents were a lot of influence. So, obi who collect once now you're very handy. But now I'm pushing it enough for secondary school. Now it's a Ghana or technical schools or so in this case, my question is, interested to me who potential be our any baby out to make and son our pursue the course or I be out taking in that education arena.
Not in all cases.
Okay.
There is some flexibility.
Okay.
People start, for example, somebody can start with a vision to pursue a specific career, but they will end up doing something else, you know, something different altogether. So careers evolve, you know. So you can start with something, but you have to give yourself some flexibility. In terms of education and career, your career can require certain education to be able to get there. On the other way around, during the pursuit of education, one might change their career. So someone might start, you know, go to college trying to pursue career in engineering, and they will end up becoming like a lawyer.
Okay.
You know, so your education can change you. The education process can change your vision for your career, and your career can also shape the type of education that you need to acquire. So, both career and education work together all the time, and they can influence and shape each other.
At every given point, you know. A bit to me as a
Yes.
You may start to say, okay, I want to be a doctor into your science subjects, but in course of the, you know, a bit to me as a son, I'll be anything different, and you can become a doctor and even say no, me passion you cook.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let me tell you about myself and my career.
Okay.
You know, when I was little, I was very good in math and science, you know, physics, chemistry, mathematics, and those subjects. I was on top of my class. And everybody thought I was becoming a scientist, you know, something in the engineering field or something. And even I have friends in whose photo albums, they put labels on my pictures like future scientist, you know.
Doctor.
So that is what I was looking at. You know, when I finished A-level, my brother, you mentioned the influences from your family. That's very important. Right. My brother in London wrote to me and he said, Francis, if you pursue science in Ghana, you are going to the University of Science and Technology in Kumasi. If you pursue science in Ghana, you will go to the classroom to teach. I have a better career for you. I want you to go and do chartered accountancy.
Wow.
And I said, that is crazy. Chartered accountancy? Accounting is something I really hated. I didn't like it. So, but he insisted that I should go to, pursue chartered accountancy. So my uncle came in to convince me that I should do chartered accountancy. To cut a long story short, I became a chartered accountant. Okay. But now, after 20 years practicing accounting, you know, I discovered that I could write a book. I never knew I could write a book, and I never thought in my life that I was going to be an author. Okay, but one day I started writing, and I wrote a book.
Wow.
Okay, and now I realize that I've come to the realization that I have a talent
and a passion for it.
So I'm doing 2 more books, and I have ideas for more books. So now I have a career as an accountant, but I'm also having a career. I'm, going into another career as an author. So there are no hard and fast rules when it comes to career. You never know where you're going to end. You always have a vision, and your vision, your interest, your skills, your talent, and the influences from other people. All those are going to shape finally what you are going to become. But it's always good to have a vision and a plan and a dream.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's just say make sure and come out no bread and idea now. Let's just say it seems like information being on the mile.
Absolutely.
In that case, let's just say some of the steps to creating a career plan could be information from someone else.
Absolutely.
So you pay heed to a bit to me,
Absolutely.
where you and you realize that you are very good on that field.
Yeah. There are many people I know who are lawyers because their fathers were lawyers. I know people who are doctors because their fathers were doctors, or their mothers were doctors, their parents, doctors. So there's a lot of influence, very powerful influence from your family. The family has a very important role to play in shaping one's career. It's very important.
It was a sound from science subjects to accounting subjects, and how difficult was it? Did you face some challenges and stuff like that?
I realized that it was both calculations. There was math involved in both fields.
Okay, right.
Both fields. So I liked the math, and I realized that many of the mathematics concepts, statistics, probabilities, and algebra and everything were also in the accounting. So it caught my interest very, very quickly.
Okay. Yeah. So going back to education, not just in this case, senior work, and yet necessary say, Obeka say, me go school akoye way because me percent me become this or that. Say, me percent me yeah, for example, the accountant. Because I'm percent me who say,
yeah, we have.
Now percent obey. Now what you mean your home course.
Okay, so that is how logically that's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
But let's take a scenario. Okay. I'm a high school student. Okay, my SAT score, let's say, is 1200. Then a friend of mine has an SAT score of 1500. Okay, so he says he wants to be a medical doctor. I also say I want to be a medical doctor. I may end up being a historian, going to school to do history because of my score. Okay. So I have the passion to go to college. So I'm going to accept whatever the college is going to give me. Okay, so because I also want to one day the prestige and the status of being a college graduate, right? Is something that I want, that attracts me. Mm-hmm. So I also want to go to college, whatever the career, whatever it is. I just want to go through career. Sometimes people have a big vision, so they want to work for themselves. They want to be millionaires, or they want to be billionaires. They don't believe that going to school and being in employment can get them there. But they believe that going to school will give you the analytical mind, to be able to do whatever you want after school. I read a book a very, very long time ago in Ghana. So there were these two friends, they were engineering students. They came out of school and they started a business that was to do with buying and selling, nothing to do with their engineering field. And they had become very successful, billionaires and millionaires. Because
the buying and selling field.
Yes, but I believe that the analytical power of their engineering mind, contributed to their success in one way or the other. Right. So it depends on how you look at college. If you want to be in a specialized field, like you want to be a doctor, then if you want to be a doctor and you are sure you want to be a doctor, then you have to go to school. You have to go through that training. Because you also have to think about society. You have to think about the employer. The society is not going to give you the certificate to practice as a doctor unless you go to their school. So in that case, you just have to go to school with that purpose. Okay. But I can tell you there are many people in college that are not sure about the career they are getting into.
So, in this case, the other question is now, do I follow the money and answer me follow my strength? Okay, me who say I'm very good as an accountant, for example, I can be good as an accountant, but me who say sika knew that much.
Okay.
Yes, I will make more money becoming a lawyer, becoming a nurse, becoming whatever other. What would be your advice? Do I try? Of course, I didn't even know, but me what the passion said, I'm okay to say in your case, but what they're not in the same way. It wasn't about money. But now, do I follow the money and also follow my strength, my passion, what I really want to do? I've been trained as a teacher. I've been trained as whatever in Ghana. I've been doing how I'm a nurse in the school. So
yes.
Do I follow my passion and my strength, or do I follow the money? Okay. And I'll say both ways.
Yeah. You know the job market. Okay. The job market, different careers in the job market have different promises. Some will promise you a very high reward. Others wouldn't. Right. Okay. So you can get into something that is not really your interest, But when it comes to money, money is pivotal. It's very important in every type of lifestyle you can think about, because you have to pay the bills, you have to put food on the table. So money is the basic thing. One important aspect of the relationship between career and money is that, especially here in the United States, it's very expensive to go to college. Most students will take loans to go to college.
That's right.
After college, they have to pay for the loans. So if I take $200,000 to pursue a career that pays me $40,000 a year, then there's a mismatch between benefit and cost. Okay. So doctors are paid that much, not necessarily, or not only because there is a high demand for doctors, but it's also because the cost of training as a doctor is very high. So everybody wants money, but I think at the minimum level, at the basic level, you got to make sure that you are matching your benefits and your cost. That's very important. That the reward would justify the cost and the effort.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. In that case, not just say it's okay both ways, because honestly, say your feels be I mean, it's not even worth a private overcome.
Absolutely.
Because the demand is not there.
Yes.
Yes. The demand is not there. Private overcome statistics, and now already there are 200,000 graduates on that field. But the job market is also a demand.
Cannot absorb them. Yeah.
So in that case, we are smart about.
We are smart about your choices. Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Not just in that case, it's a assessor. That kind of I use. You're taking the education, but what assess the demand,
it's not there.
That is when I think we're gonna have to need people like you. I bet me a consultant in that kind of decision making, because all part of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, I think choosing a career, and yet idea simple, sir. Because you can be stuck.
Yes.
With me, I'm max out at any time. But now, say Bianca, I was thinking to me cost sensor.
Yeah.
So, my next question is, say a kind education in particular. Going back to education, young as Ghana for me growing up, you want to say we cut school them. In fact, there was a time in Ghana technical school for grana you more. Na you church of we don't na you who no say even education or more for. Now you can whole lot of things about technical education.
Yeah.
Which brought the first problem on the by say a club of have hunanka even better. Send come back very handy. But now you're not secondary school. Now I'm going to a carpenter. But as a carpenter in a society, you lack a little bit of respect.
Yeah.
Ghana for us and partner making.
Yes.
Your mentality partner making.
That is correct.
Yeah. Whereby or your lawyer or your judge or you say if you told me at the moment say who be very good on it. I was once a cable guy, and so as a Ghanaian, say you can't carry our hair. I don't think say we even think of those, say even a credible career. Say, oh, me pursue a career, but it's communications and stuff. It is person will cancel about some of the forgotten careers. I need probably to me. Ama abuawo. I not necessarily say work a 4-year degree, 4-year college, and all of that. If you can shed light on that.
We have career education, which is the vocational type of training. You know, so I want to be a carpenter, I want to be a plumber, I want to be a mechanic, electrician, I want to be a hairdresser. Right. I want to do. You were comparing Ghana and the United States of America. In Ghana, like you rightly said, certain type of careers are looked down upon.
Really good.
Okay, but when you come to the United States, you know the picture is very, very different altogether. And the kind of training you probably have to go through to get into those careers here is not easy. You know, the kind of training is not easy to. Even if you want to be a hairdresser here, it's not easy. There's a lot of written tests and textbooks. You have to read certification and stuff. So here, those vocational careers are very much respected. And there is more job security in those type of careers. Okay. Because most of the time, you end up in self-employment. And then there is the question of demand and supply. I think people in vocational careers are in very much demand here. Okay, there aren't many people in certain vocational careers. And as a result, the job security in those areas is higher than. If you go to college, you take an entry level job. Before you can leave the entry level job and progress higher on the organizational ladder, okay, there are so many factors that are going to influence that. You may stay at that entry level for many years. You know, for many years. Somebody who is in a vocational career might not be encountering those kind of problems. You know, once they are skilled at what they do,
that's right,
and they have their clients, that's it. They take it up from there and progress themselves. So, statistically, you know, it has been said that having a college degree in the long run will give you more income than someone without a college degree. But in America, we can point also to many billionaires who do not have any college degree. So I think it's at the end of the day, it's all about vision. You know, it's all about vision, interest, and your commitment and determination to become somebody. Okay. You know,
vision, interest, and determination.
Yeah.
One for you, I must say, someone here trans here do Sabre. Sabre, yada opening Francis Nedu Ase. Someone here trans. Now, on any expertise and any knowledge, our boka dollars and pem wa akwa, or they more in free, or A2 TV, Jumedi so. Yada obi be out here and so Ase. Sabre na ye kai mo say feel good services, a mental health education. Or you know, a idea I coso. oko YouTube feel good services ube hono or anyone be brave or hono next time minya email be the two job but men sanka next time you'll be provided with that email I'll be to their contact feel good services or how be our futu ne akeka ho bia will be to me aboa so na Counselor Luttrell Foundation your Counselor Luttrell the foundation also omo beye fundraising donations no opesa se obo a obetumi afre 862-215-2007 and our Ghana number so 0277-609-644 sa number 050-715-0223 Counselor Luttrell Foundation oba beye luncheon New York City I think it's the 21st of November Counselor Luttrell Foundation. So I joined here last week or two so Rosina's African Fashion 14 William Street almost so say and you may be we hear African wares bags, shoes, fabrics, beads, jewelry and then Yakika Hubiano and also so contacted Rosina's African Fashion 14 William Street, Newark, New Jersey. Obi to me enya sani may biara open out the dijume bia o dey see o ho ato bi ama odofo bi ne bo no o say eda form kra boko nti na enkai boy de mom no sorry opani akwa bibiem
medase
career and education and career path what church any wa bebre sisem bisa say so, what are some of the top careers today in this economy? I think that this show is more focused in the United States.
Okay.
So, what are some of the top careers? I often say, Obi air planning, say choosing a career now they should consider. I mean, it's not bread and butter. Black and white, but Obi to me, I just well. So, any idea of some of the top careers say nipa maybe a fan common branch and power.
Yeah, this question is for people who are beginning their careers, people who are planning their careers, and people who want to change their careers. They already have a career, they want to change their career. Okay. Now, if you look at the job reports that have been coming out recently in the United States, you always see healthcare.
Right.
It's a healthcare on top of the care all the time. There's a lot of job openings in here, healthcare. Healthcare, we have many career paths in healthcare. You know, they have, I'm not a health professional, but I'll try. They have nursing, for example. They have doctors. They have health administrators. So you can train in any of these career paths in healthcare. And there are a lot of available positions in healthcare. I believe it will continue to be the same into the future, because health is very fundamental to, to everybody. It's very important to everybody. You also have the sciences. If you look at where the world is going now, the world is getting more into robotics, artificial intelligence, and recently we have this big issue about climate change, which is defining a whole new industry. Defining a whole new industry, which provides opportunities. It's creating opportunities for people who want to go into those fields. We have the traditional careers, lawyer, accountant, doctor, but these are new areas of opportunity. Most of them, because of the direction the world is going, information technology is becoming very, very important. So data analytics is becoming very popular these days. That is also one of the good areas to get into. and
analytics.
data security, because everything is moving online. Data security is becoming
The cloud.
so important. So if you are in those fields, you are in a good place.
Okay.
So
That's so funny. Nti sise no, even say one my anyone da ho. As you say, yeah, sorry, sise akra nka. Since nka enya niam be bride ye de ebeye nti career no as Edison. Now is a say okay. Now me person me tell some more about some of the senior now okay no. Enyuma no a yen sheda and concentrate on, like I said, cable guy, even a cleaner, right? Do you think say will be a cleaner, not say or make it sikapa or honor? Because I'm sure there's someone who is a cleaner right now. He's making more money. So I go for the because who more ladder the down my car so now they are making money. Will you not so nipano a percent ujai sa a jumano? Na okoye jume be a year more respecting or whatever. Assemble now we can check for two.
well, it's not a bad thing to want to change your career. Okay. So depending on, again, coming back to the vision, if you go through the biographies of many of the top management officials, the executives in the United States today, and many of the billionaires and millionaires in America, I'm sure you find some of them who started from maybe McDonald's or started as a cleaner or something. But again, once the thought, comes to your mind that you don't want to continue doing that, I think it means that you have a bigger vision. Okay. So it's not a bad thing. Okay. But if you want to change your career, it depends on a whole lot of things. It depends on your age, for example. It's on your age and your experience.
Right.
So if you are 60, and you want to change your career from, let's say, a cleaner to become a doctor, then if you come to me, I'm probably going to advise you.
Stay where you are.
Stay where you are. You know what I mean? But if you are a young guy, you see, if you're a young guy, you can experiment with different careers. And so, the idea of changing your career is not bad, but you have to consider the circumstances that you are in to see if that decision is the right decision for you, and whether you have the skills and the talent to be able to go into whatever different career you want to pursue.
Okay. That's opening. And I'm also one year showing us as opening a bubble man tough up and chakra the BC yedi ebeba ewie. Na queer be the best or say I'm watching with you. Solomon Amwas watching live. St. John is watching with you. Onia that's it. So we're saying. That's and so down so banana a better train and come on, Mr. St. John. It's open not just say in to make a good career decision in connection with education, Corano. Not just a, like I said, decision or say Juma.
Yes.
Na what says idea, right? Now we have information about the career now person or pursue. Am I right?
You are correct.
Now or plan a career and baby I then decodo. Yeah. And in this case career path nankasangasa in the sense of I started as a stocking associate, as a floor associate. Now, that's one stay right there. Okwambe na will be faswa obetimi akonenim. Not necessarily say or change a juma from being a doctor to a lawyer. But in this case, baby or one so be progressing.
Yeah.
And no, how does that happen and what are some of the advice I bet me will be and also no on your stagnant and when a position or one now obey to me a progressing on the ladder.
Yeah. One aspect of career progression, moving from a lower level to a higher level, is the decisions that people make about you.
Okay.
Because somebody's going to have to make that decision that you move from this level to that level. That person most likely will be your boss. Now, I believe that career success in terms of progression to a large extent depends on anticipation.
Right.
You see, if you want to progress, you have to know what it takes to progress. Okay. If you want to go into a career and be successful, you have to be proactive and research and find out the skill sets that you need to be able to get wherever you want to go to. Sometimes you have to fill the gaps in yourself.
Okay.
You know. So let's say somebody from college wants to be an accountant.
Okay.
If you look at job postings for accountants, you see the requirements. Okay, and you're going to ask yourself, do I have this? Do I have this? Am I a good communicator? Do I have this skill or do I have that skill that they're asking for? How do I prepare myself? Okay. So when I get it. So sometimes you have to fill in the gap yourself. Now, within the organizational setting, they have something called career development.
Okay.
So sometimes it's you don't tell the organization where you want to be.
Okay.
The organization, so for example, one time my boss called me and said, Francis, I believe you can be the financial controller of this company.
Okay.
I was the director of audit.
Okay.
And I was thinking of moving from audit to operations.
Okay.
But he said I could be the controller.
Which is bigger than both.
Yeah, in the finance line.
Okay.
So he said you can be the financial IT. So I want you to develop a career path for controllership.
Okay.
Okay. So the company will give you training. They can do this. That is some of the surprises in the career.
Right.
You know, you can sometimes it's your organization that determines where you go. You know, even in college, sometimes the college determines where you go. Okay, so you should be flexible and expect this. But again, wherever you want to be, whatever level you want to be, you have to make sure that you know the requirements for that level and prepare yourself. And most importantly, you have to make your boss happy. You have to make your boss's life happy. You have to make your boss happy. His life, make his or her life easy.
Okay. Now, when you're interested,
yeah, because people are going to make decisions about you.
That's right.
You see, you can't make the decision to move yourself.
That's right.
So you're going to have to learn how to manage people at the top. You know, the networks at the top, mentoring. You know, how you get some mentors at the top. You know, letting people know you. You know, so one day when they meet in that room, you know, and I've been in some of those rooms before.
That's right.
And you hear what people say about other people. So it's very important.
There's attitude in the company is also a crucial.
Yeah, ethics is
right.
You know, one of them. You have to be a team player. People have to like you, and so on and so forth. So.
So person for ladder no. It's a self sign. It's all build it. You have to build yourself.
Yes.
People have to like you. Work ethics. Into no say oh ball last week you don't think say you be push you from baby. I want to do work or no ball last or ho. Into no nania eda ho no. Open here that's pa. Sabri Kwekumbo do you have to consider your talent when picking a career in college?
Absolutely. You have to consider your talent, but let's say your talent is in music.
Okay.
Okay. Music is a very competitive field.
Okay.
So if you think you have a, and many people think they have, talent in music. So you can pursue that talent, but you have to understand that maybe you have to pursue another career first.
Yes.
You understand? To secure yourself financially before you move into music. Unless you are lucky to have somebody discover you early in your career and then move you up.
So you know for sure that.
Yes, that's what
I'll be able to be. I mean, that's a big problem over here and in Ghana. I think all over the world. Mm-hmm. In America, we will come to the black neighborhoods in particular. Yeah. It's basketball.
Basketball.
Everybody has a talent. Kid wants to be a basketball player.
But not all of them.
But then at the end of the day, how many teams? How many basketball teams do we have? And how many players does each basketball team recruit per year? So, what are your chances of being picked?
Yes.
In Ghana, it's soccer.
Soccer.
Every boy in Ghana dream of becoming, a soccer player. Yeah. Today, not for Kotoko anymore.
Yeah. Chelsea. So the answer to the question is it depends on what talent, what talent you have, and what the market is looking for. Yeah, and other factors.
That's good. Obatampe Fieduchuma, I'll see great show. Good job, Charlie. Fia, thank you very much. I hope so you are feeling better in Rana.
Say hi to her.
If you are Mr. Francis, as a minka high, so intro. Or say, oh, Barbie show by ya only when I'm with you. Oh, Benny Francis, you does it. And you know, what brought I didn't soon, what can and some things education and career path. Or say education doesn't necessarily. And so who they could acquire potting and son of because in course of your education will be to me a change your education and in course of the career can also change your education. Education can change your career.
Absolutely.
And I just say we should not, while we can follow our passion, we have to also make tangible and reasonable decisions. Exactly. Because if you are going to spend $200,000 in student loans, it's so who says, oh, yeah,
there should be a payback.
That's right. Value for money, so every year anywhere. And you want to move up in the ladder? Yes, I will build who I say so. You have to even make your boss happy. Absolutely. Which is what I get out of this.
Make your boss happy in a good way.
In a good way. You have to make your boss happy. Of any other say. Say a person can't find out what a chair you're here for. A ready program, a baby, and a young chakra.
Yeah, my final word will go to the youth. Okay. Those in college who are about to join the workforce. Like I said earlier, it's all about anticipation. You see, do not wait and get into work before you discover what is required at the workplace. You see, it's not all about the technical side. Okay. It's also about the soft side, how you play the game. So before you join the workforce, do research. Understand what it takes to be successful in the field you are going into. Sometimes it's knowledge of the tools, technology. Okay. The tools of technology. Right. Sometimes it takes extraordinary skills in communication, maybe team work and other skills. Okay. So you have to make sure that you are building those skills that your school or your college will not teach you. So there are a lot of things you have to learn on your own. You have to invest in a lot of things outside what you are being taught in school to be able to fit into the workplace from day one. So that's what the advice I'll give to the youth.
So in other words, do something extra. Exceptional.
Yeah, that was
the same college.
That was a mistake.
Okay.
I made.
Okay.
So I don't want people to make the same mistake. Because when I was studying accounting, we had some students that were studying Excel on the side.
You see.
Excel on the side, Word, PowerPoint, but I ignored all that. I just wanted to pass my exam. But when I passed, clearly some of those guys progressed faster than the rest of us who could, because I realized that without the tools, you can't make any impact. You can't even do your job.
They possess some additional skills that
yes, we started slowly because we had to start where is A, where is B on the keyboard, and we were completely at loss when it came to working with the technology tools. But some people were ready on day one. So that would be my advice, to the youth.
That reminds me of myself. When I was in primary and JSS, I then who say, now me who reading them. Tell me, kind me brothers in penny for could you no notes near the to me do or more in a whole lot of things. To be honest, now or more I know more corner. Now my classmates and they didn't know, they didn't have it. It's only how can I can relate to it. Say, do something extra on the side. Yes, so be a new the accountant, the you but hey, yeah, minimum Excel so minimum word and so maybe it's not part of nature way. Such as I'm all exceptional. Yeah, that is great. And can you read them so quick? Answer the last minute question about in terms of the obey answer am I and I dear. Or say, it has more something to do as Mbia Mekasa Ghana or Bill or Crana. Oh, you're good. Then say Nako to him. And I say, do we have to pick a career for our kids when going to college as parents?
Yeah, parents use their own experience to try to influence the careers of their kids. And sometimes it's based on their unfulfilled dreams. Okay. Maybe your dad wanted to be a doctor, but he couldn't be a doctor and said, my son will be the doctor. When you are a child, you are influenced by your parents. You don't really have much say, especially back home in Africa. So in most cases, you're probably going to go with what your parents choose for you. But over here, the kids probably know more than you. They probably know them because the system here is such that because they have counselors, in school, and so they are more tuned to the workplace, what is going on in the world, whilst you are in school. And I think their decisions about their careers and are made in consultation with their counselors and advisors in school. Alone. They are not alone. So it's not only the parent. Maybe your daughter will be talking about maybe biological engineering or something. What is that? Right. But you see that they are bent on doing it. So it's a little bit different.
So, Krumhano, in this case, maybe I can me say, despite the fact that all these tools are available to them, counselors, and in fact, say we parents are Obaha, if you crack education, or Ghana, the other until we name the system. You may not even know the best job market. Why I will back so ye. But still, I never consider being honest. Yakoye, I say parents have no say at all. Whereby, but opening new battery. So,
no.
Can parents by a year at least encourage some? They say, hey,
absolutely.
Girls open it to what
yeah.
Into why I don't think they say, force the subject on the kid. Can parents at least have some kind of?
Yeah, absolutely. I know one situation here in the United States where a lady wanted to be a doctor. Her counselor said, no. You can't do medical. You don't have to do medical science. For some reason, I don't know. But the parent was insisting that she should go into medicine. The counselor was using a lot of factors, maybe your strengths, in that course, in this course, this. But she's not a medical doctor. You see, against the advice of the counselor. And it's a story she tells over and over and over. Like if I had listened to the counselor, I wouldn't be a doctor. So, you know, sometimes you have to listen to your parents, you know, because your parents love you most.
They do.
Yeah, and I think your parents want the best for you. So.
Yeah, and then our parents and also, yeah, catch them. Sa me pesa ye kasa me so me buy a doctor ni na sefo no. I think say what. So one who sa kola no pathway na bebo na nya wa was self fulfillment bi afo say a new status bi afo say wo gain into no wo be push akola no into something. It may be more if you now share the sika, even if the sika aspect of it no and now they share your kra na akola ni mu ani I mean wo ni mu ani into no me for say no so say parents need to me home because as much as I may care be my parents and say to your parents and so need any control and as I say kakra.
Yeah,
at the end of the day we also know say parents take some decisions via and shut down one because work and happiness. It's all year Juma Pano when in year. That's when in year. It doesn't matter how much money you make from that job. You wake up in the morning going to work and you are basically crying. Yeah. And you know, a honors before I say a year. So we become
yeah, I remember when I was growing up, you know, we used to use milk can to make cars. We used to construct cars. And people, when you do it, people say, oh, you will, yeah. You know, when you come up with the toy, people will say, oh, this guy, when he grows up, he will be an engineer. You know, what they don't know is the amount of mathematics, the math that goes into engineering and the chemistry. So, yeah. Or maybe if you can fix the iron or you can fix something wrong, they say, oh, this guy will be an engineer. You know, and your parents will think that you can be an engineer, not knowing what it takes to be an engineer.
That's right. So you get to school and you don't like the math subjects.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you have to follow your own strengths. Right. You have to know yourself, your self-confidence, what you are confident in, what you believe your talent is, your interest is, and all those factors. But at the same time, you don't have to ignore advice.
That's right. So I'm just come back. I think it's a combination of both. I think there's some banner me to me, anyone for dream. I think it's a meeting. I'm saying this in the end. Offer say, probably be an enemy create to not own me hosa. TV and okay, I didn't think of it that way. And so I think both parents and my meeting me. For instance, conversation on the table about these issues. A bit to me, Abua, Ama, Omobano, and I say, Kalano, the decision making in education and career path are successful because there should be a purpose, there should be all of that, a goal, maybe a person would do and everything. And whichever way, I mean, counsel a bit to me to 4. I can send my children to you. Say, hey, call Penny Francis already. I said the name. Call Penny Francis or on your day. Or wait to me and then in this uncle away. I think I know super what. Because just because I hear the father, the mother doesn't mean that you know everything. That is that we can also encourage counselors.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
See, I fear but Tampa, a duchum why a das some of that's on a maybe I will be a JD or home at talk a craft fine. Sabre A2 TV or Bradju Media no your day back a year. Far or crown way. So, your friends, you probably have to say, shout out to them. One person down myself.
I want to say hello to your viewers and I want to thank them for staying with us throughout the period. And I want to thank all my friends and family members as well.
Until Philia, it's your one more dear banner of boarding, and they would do fear, man, and I can't. I'm casting over to us. At your boy, I was someone at Tracy almost down here back for 1 hour. Now, you're this Jumedia education and career path. I think there's nothing more important than this. It's one of the most important aspects of our lives. No matter what, so in education, Chrome High, say America, Wamra, or Becca. Obviously, you have to work, like he said. Idea leading to employment. At the end of it all, employment, now baby town. Now, wait to me, I could do, so I could do, baby. Una wonim baabi a wopɛ sɛ wokɔ. Una nim baabi a wopɛ sɛ wokɔdu. Una wonim sɛ baabi a wɔ no hɔ ayɛ ma wo. Una wonim sɛ sɛ mekɔ m'anim na me advance. Yɛda ɔpani Francis ase sɛ yɛfrɛ no ɔbaeɛ. Da sɛ nnɛ 5 o'clock by this time. Nyankopɔn yɛ adom a yɛne afie abatampa ɛbɛsan ahyia. So san tu kwan a mɛsan fa ne n'akonnwa no. Yɛda mo ase sɛ mo ne yɛtena ase na mo hwɛ yɛn. Nyame nka mo nyinaa mo ho. Bye bye.